Want to get your hands on some sports cards?
Hell yes!
You're in the right place.
Good morning. Is everybody ready?
Welcome to the weekly Target Watch on Schultz's Card Pulls.
All right, what is up, sports fans? You've been hearing a lot of me in the past, 48 hours. This is my third live stream. Had a giveaway last night. Bright and early, again, burning it. How is everybody doing? 3:55 Pacific time, and almost 4 a.m. going on the West Coast, 7 a.m. going on the East Coast, almost the hot zone. Waiting for sports cards to be stocked on Target.com here. Yakking about sports cards, about sports in general as well. What is going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome on in. Schultz's Card Pulls here. Ready to go. Pretty tired, but still ready to go. Hopefully we're scoring some sports cards this morning. I know we've been hearing rumors about restocks of possible sports cards, possible consoles as well. I guess we'll really see exactly what's happening today with that one, won't we? Orb 3995 says looks like they added Pokemon, so we're seeing a bunch of Pokemon possibly being added to the website as well. Good to know there. And make sure we just keep our eyes out together, guys. I will be here talking you through it. And especially after that horrible Wal-Mart restock online yesterday. I know that Mosaic Basketball Megas dropped. It was a few of them, but not many. And not many were able to get them. I apparently, not even many bot users apparently were able to get them. It was just a low stock of Mosaic Basketball Megas, so super frustrating for a lot of people. A few botters did get their hands on them. There were people that actually scored them. I won't just say that nobody scored them. They definitely were bought, and they were bought for the $60 retail price. But still no drop on Target.com for Mosaic Megas yet. We still haven't seen any Mosaic football retail, which I know we're all waiting on, especially because, as we've been discussing lately, there are a lot of 2021 football releases still left on the calendar. We got Prism 2021, Select 2021, Optic 2021. What's going on? Brad Selden Esquire says, hey, I'm up. Sal773 says, morning, Schulte. How you doing, Sal? Appreciate you, brother. Tommy Rodriguez says, good morning, Schulte. Somebody asking what BJ's is. It's pretty similar to Costco, and BJ's is a big box, basically warehouse store that cuts out the middleman, and you have to have a membership to go in there. However, they have had boxes of Donruss football at some points, and right now they're big, and people are asking about them because they have Hoops Blasters for 2021-2022 NBA. Sal773 says Walmart dropped bots are like crazy. Well, it wasn't just bots. I mean, manual users were trying to go crazy grabbing some stuff as well, but it just didn't work for anybody yesterday. So that was a pretty rough recap. I know a lot of people were in the Discord trying to score, and unfortunately, it just did not work. It just didn't work. Oh, what's up? Drew Shoeman says, what up, Schulte? Using those emojis. I love it, you guys. If you are a member of the channel, you do get access to those sweet emojis. And I kind of figured that I should be adding a couple more to that list. So I will. I'll be rolling them out and letting everybody know exactly what those cool emojis are. After the other day, somebody said the Haterade's flowing. I feel like I got to have an emoji that says Haterade on it or something. So, Hoosier Pulls with the $1 super chat. Brother, I appreciate you, man. You guys super generous. You don't have to do that, man. I appreciate you. But, guys, go check out Hoosier Pulls. Channel on YouTube, trying to grow. Rips a lot of all of the three major sports. And I actually believe you've ripped some soccer on your channel as well, Hoosier Pulls. So if you guys are looking to add any more YouTube channels of sports cards to your rotation, or you're looking for something new, check out Hoosier Pulls. Tommy Two Dimes says, morning, Schulte. Hoosier Pulls says, morning, Schulte. What's going on, brother? Trying to give you a shout out, man. Drew Shoeman says, Def. Brian Lawhorn says, good morning, player. I was facilitating the group last night. I missed the giveaway, but I still hit that like button for you. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you, brother. It's all good, man. You're out saving lives. You're trying to better people's experiences on this planet. So I think we can make an exception for you, brother. All good, Brian. Thank you very much for smashing that like button, though, anyways, for me. Oh, Jar Jar. Oh, yeah, of course. I can't forget about Playbook and Rookies and Stars, but Playbook just came out. So Rookies and Stars, I think, is in another couple of weeks. But, of course, everybody waiting on the 3 remaining premium releases. And we are officially in the hot zone as we talk about those premium football releases, guys. 4 a.m. Pacific time here on the West Coast, 7 a.m. East Coast time, bright and early. As I say every single time early in the morning, guys, hope you're all as good as you can be. I know that it's tough when you're up this early to be all bright and chipper and ready to go, but I appreciate you showing up and being so anyways, and hopefully we can see a restock on Target.com this morning. I just wish I had a bit more of a sure plan to let everybody know exactly what was happening with them, maybe a bit more of a regular schedule, but that's the thing with these Target restocks, you guys. Every time we think there's a regular schedule, they change it up. So it is so risky for me to be like, well, you know what? Let's just start showing up every other Tuesday and nothing else. And I don't want any of you to miss out on that restock, because I'll tell you what, I know how it feels when I've slept in and missed out on that restock. And speaking of a restock, you guys, if you're new to the channel, usually when the cats are meowing at the door and scratching at the door, means that there's something afoot on Target.com. And I have not Pikachu, but I got Eevee. I got our little cute girl. We've got a boy and a girl. Pikachu's the boy, Eevee's the girl. Eevee whining at my door, trying to get in the studio right now. It's pretty funny. She can hear me yakking about sports cards. She knows what's up. Hoosier, you're awesome. Says, much appreciated, brothers. Thank you so much. You've helped me and thousands of others get cards and continue to give the hobby a good name. I appreciate it, Hoosier. I try. I really do try to just be chill and honest. And my whole philosophy on the hobby, you guys, is access is best for everyone long term. We'll all make money together that way. We'll all have fun that way. As long as people can continue to experience the hobby for the first time and get that feeling of joy and open those packs and actually pull something halfway decent. It doesn't even have to be like $100 card, but just feeling that nostalgia is going to get people in. And if you don't have any cards to rip that are the highly sought after ones, then nobody's going to want to play. I mean, just compare it to, like, I don't know, like any item out there. Literally, you could think of anything. Like an Instapot, for goodness sakes. Let's compare it to an Instapot. Like, there's 5 different priced versions, all different sizes of an Instapot. Could you imagine if everybody that wanted to buy an Instapot could only buy the smallest, like, little $40 version, and it was marked up to $200 or $300? I mean, there would be like this scarcity around it. Sure, and people might, all right, buy it a bunch at first, but then after a while, that hype would go away. But if there is access to all those different sizes of Instapots, and people actually, hear some of that hype at first, and then that hype is sustainably grown instead of just all thrown out at once like a sack of Beanie Babies in the 90s, then the hobby is going to last. So I know the Instapot is a weird comparison. Beanie Babies would have been a much better comparison off the bat, I guess. But the hobby is better long-term, sustainability-wise, and for all of us if we all have access to cards. $2,000 hobby boxes, not the way to go. And I talk about breaks all the time on the channel. I know some people just come at me and say, well, breaks are stupid, Jordan. I disagree. I love breaks. I think that if the ones that have value are giving you the ability to get your hands in some boxes that you normally wouldn't be able to, or boxes in the quantity that you can, that you normally wouldn't be able to, going Genesis hunting, getting those big hits. I mean, the hobby has changed access-wise in that way, and if people add value, and that's why, I'm trying to just run a couple breaks. I'm trying to add some value, but the whole idea of it is fun and accessibility. Scotto says we all need to start a YouTube channel and have everyone sub so we can all make money off of YouTube. Scott, that's actually kind of a decent idea, like a crowdsourced YouTube opening channel. I just wonder how the audience would be built there, but that's a really good plan. I like where your head's at, man. You're thinking really smart. You're thinking outside the box, and I like it. Teddy Brewski says, pocketing all that money will see the hobby in 3 years. Pocketing all my money, he says, Teddy, will see the hobby in 3 years. And Teddy, some people are doing that. Some people are deciding not to spend any more money on singles or boxes like that, although I would champion that this is probably one of the better times, unless it's like a Joe Burrow. You should probably be selling him, but it's one of the better times to be helping us grab singles at a cheaper price, because they're everywhere on eBay, on Mercari, on all these different auction platforms. It is a pretty decent price for some of these good hits, so it's a good time to buy. Oh, thanks, Eric. Eric A says, the like button happening for me too. Anything new at Target today? Nothing right now, you guys. I'm checking the monitors in front of me. Card Snipers, the monitors that I use. And there were some toys, a couple other items posted overnight, but nothing happening as far as sports cards coming up on the monitors or on the Target tracker or anything like that. However, what I did notice, you guys, I don't know if it's just like miscellaneous items, but we had the item number change on the Target tracker. I believe it was at 61 and it is now at 68. And up north collectors, dude, too kind of you guys. Thanks for getting up early and helping us get cards. You're so welcome, up north collectors. You guys, some of the OGs here on YouTube as well. Go check them out if you haven't, guys. Up north collectors, big channel on YouTube, ripping a lot of cards also. One of the very early channels that I watched before I started my own. So appreciate you guys for leading the way for channels like myself and coming on and starting the YouTube card community and allowing it to grow, really, because of people like you making that happen. So appreciate that, you guys. Matt White says, went to Walmart yesterday, caught it on a fresh stock, left with a whole case of NBA hoops on the shelf, or left a whole case, not left with a whole case. Sounds like there were some Mosaic basketball cards there, which is nice. Not too shabby at all. So I'm assuming you took that Mosaic home. Congrats on that, brother. Pat in Oregon Sports Card says, build the audience with Chinese bots, LOL. I mean, there are those fake audience services out there, although YouTube has done a pretty good job of figuring out what those are. Those are just a waste at this point. I think back in like the early days of YouTube, you could buy subs, but no longer. You could buy views, but no longer. Thanks, Up North Collectors. Just keep up the great work, man. You guys too. I appreciate you very, very much. Jonathan says, greetings, Schulte. Salute from San Diego, one of my wife's favorite locations in the United States, San Diego. What's going on, Jonathan? Thank you so much, man. David Sauls asking if anything is showing on the backside of Walmart, or excuse me, of Target.com's monitors. Nothing as of yet. Clint saying drop. I think that's just a hopeful, wishful statement right there. I think we're all hoping for a drop. Unfortunately, have not seen anything as of yet. Restocked. But like I said, you guys, Target was fiddling around with some stuff overnight, so you never know. You never know what's going on. They could change it up today. We are pretty much in the meat of where we're going to see movement on the monitors and on a possible restock. So for about the next 10 to 15 minutes, that's usually when we've seen stuff happening. And we have the best chance of seeing stuff happening today. Raymond Ray says, snowpocalypse in St. Louis area. Nobody waiting at Walmart or Target here. No, that's true. I've seen a lot of people talking about being holed up because of the crazy. I mean, it's not just a nor'easter anymore. It's beyond the eastern seaboard. We're seeing it so far in to the eastern and central part of the United States that snowstorm and people just being stuck at home in feet. I'm talking multiple feet of snow in some of these major areas, and I can't even imagine how rural areas are handling this crazy snowstorm. But nobody's looking for cards out there right now, and I'm sure if there were boxes of cards that are sitting there at the Walmarts or sitting at Barnes & Nobles or wherever those stores that have them available in those areas, that as soon as all of that does melt, there's going to be a crazy exodus of people out to go find those. And you might see some of that Mosaic. You might see some of that retail that just kind of sat there for a week or two. It's been a while. Snowstorms kept people under there. Mr. Carts is still at Low End Productions here in Jersey on the shelves. Yeah, that's the thing with all of the easier, low-tier cards to find. They've been spotted at Targets everywhere. They've been spotted even, like I've got a Kroger Orange Store Fred Meyer near me that has started to have all those lower-tiered cards being restocked because Excel restocks them as well. So we're just seeing all those easy-to-find boxes available. Like the tops, not update series Chrome, but like just update series or like Elite Series Baseball, that kind of thing. Chronicles Basketball for 2021 from Panini. Usually easy to find everywhere. All right, guys, who knows? Yeah, we got the cats whining this morning. They really want some attention, or they really think there is going to be a sports card restock. So kitties are at the door. That is a good sign. 4:10 Pacific time, guys. Now 4:11, 7:11 East Coast time. Thanks, y'all, for joining me. Please smash that like button. Helps me feed a couple kitties named Pikachu and Eevee, so helps me out a ton when you do so. Takes you just a second. But even if you're here, and even if you don't smash the like button, I appreciate you for being here, you guys. Love you all. Love every single one of you as we are talking sports cards. We are talking the lack of sports cards really overall this week on Target.com that we've seen so far. Also, kind of got to go into detail what happened with Walmart.com yesterday. We saw some Mosaic basketball mega boxes. Sorry, guys, my voice is a little tired. I did do a live stream last night for a giveaway, so just a little bit more use on the voice than I am used to during the week, so I apologize. That's why I sound like I have a frog in my throat. But anyways, with the gosh, I forgot what I was talking about. Wow, I'm tired. My apologies. Oh yeah, with releases and everything like that, $60 megas and just sit and watch. They will be on the shelves is what All Day says. I mean, for $60 with the Mosaic megas, with all those options of parallels, I think that it is the best version of Mosaic. So I don't know if they're going to sit too long on those shelves. But yeah, that's what I was talking about, guys. Sorry, Walmart and the restock. Mosaic megas did go up yesterday. It was brief, and it sounded like that some bots were able to score them. Really, no manual people were able to score it on Walmart.com yesterday, unfortunately. But there just weren't many to score. So, I just don't think that there were many Mosaic basketball boxes available. And as far as any other iteration like hangers or blasters or cellos, I think a few cellos and a few blasters went in stock on Walmart.com. I don't believe that hangers ever popped up in stock, although please correct me if I'm wrong. I'll be like, hey, sorry, I just honestly didn't see them. And other than that, we had some Illusions basketball megas, but none of the NFL Mosaic that people were expecting. And it wasn't like this huge restock from Walmart.com like people were hoping for. It just seemed like that there were some limited quantities of those mega boxes, Illusions football megas and Mosaic basketball megas that were released, as well as some Mosaic blasters and cellos. But other than that, pretty much just hoops, which I believe is still sitting Correct me if I'm wrong. Hoops is still sitting up on Walmart.com, available for $27.50, a blaster box. If not, I'm sure it will be there at some point later today or through the weekend. So keep your eyes out for that if you haven't been able to find that. But like we were talking about earlier, we have seen hoops even at like the warehouse stores like BJ's, which is similar to Costco. If you don't know what it is, unfortunately, you do have to have a membership to shop there, unless this is a cool hack. I don't know if BJ's is on Instacart just like Costco is, but if you shop through Instacart, I know the prices are a lot higher, but you don't have to have a membership to buy stuff from Costco. So if you guys ever wanted to buy stuff from those warehouses, that's a way to do so. Oh, Tommy Two Dimes says, I actually scored 2 hangers of Mosaic randomly for the first time yesterday. Everyone looking at megas, I guess. So there you go, Tommy. It sounds like that I just actually missed the hangers. It doesn't sound like that my monitors actually were picking up all of the available items that we're restocking, which is pretty crazy. But I will say that if the monitors weren't picking them up, it really does sound like that. Like I was saying earlier, most of these items were in super low quantities. But Tommy, congratulations, man. Scoring a couple hangers there. Heck yeah, man. Brad Teese has pulled a LaMelo pink camo. I'm assuming that is from a cello. Congratulations, Brad. Huge. Huge pull. That's like a $50 card, brother. Congrats indeed. Christopher Coring says, your cats are hungry. Feed your cat, Schulte. They have been fed. We fed them. They love lamb. So we actually, we just get food sent to the house every month. Like we get like 2 stacks of like the cans. And we split them up and got chicken, you got lamb, you got salmon, all that stuff. It's boring as a cat owner, but we feed them. We have food out for them all the time. We've got water in 2 different spots in the house. So it is not the food. It is not the food that's the issue. We give them dry food all the time, and then we feed them wet food once a day as well. They are not hungry. They are spoiled little kitties that just have to be near mommy and daddy all the time. That's why they're whining. It's not that they're hungry. She wants to be in here sitting behind me on the couch because she knows that daddy is on the air on YouTube. So that's what's going on. Although she could be predicting a Target restock, like I said. Dallas Comics and Cards says, so on my other channel tonight, I broke a Mojo Blaster and pulled a LaMelo Ball Freshman Auto Redemption 24-point freaking awesome live in front of 189 people. Dollars Comics and Cards, congratulations, buddy. Huge pull. Huge pull. That is awesome. Jay Way says, if you're scoring cards at BJ's, that's not a good thing. Super overprinted, to be honest. That's not a bad point. That's pretty valid, Jay. If they are ending up at those stores, usually that means there's a lot being printed, and we saw like nothing premium. It was just like Don Russ and then Hoops, which, guys, Hoops is awesome. You can pull those slim inserts, but let's be honest, it really doesn't hold much value long term. It's why they tried Hoops Premium, the Chromium version of it in 2019, 2020, and then just canceled that and went forward, you guys, with this new variation of a Chromium kind of mid-tier card with Flux Basketball. That essentially replaced Hoops Premium. So Hoops, the name is nice, but it just doesn't hold much value. You know, even like Don Russ, people love the name. The rated rookie logo's there on the cards, and the nostalgia's there with that, but people just really not valuing a Don Russ rated rookie just because it's a Don Russ rated rookie. Mr. Nichols 29 says Hoops is just like Top Series 1. It's never supposed to be like Prism or anything. Yeah, unless you pull some crazy parallel, that's the only time when Hoops gets nuts like that. But you're right, Mr. Nichols 29. It is a paper card. It's a flagship. It is just like Don Russ. It is just like Topps Series 1, 2, and Update Series. 718SA17 says, I watched the Gary Vee interview on cards last night. He says as long as the demand for the cards is there, the market wouldn't be affected by the print run, that there is a hole. Now, I don't think that when he's talking about like the market, is he talking about investments or is he talking about like customers? I wouldn't disagree with what he's saying about like people buying the cards if they're on the shelves, but the value of what the singles are and what people are getting long term for them, that's obviously being affected. So, I mean, Gary Vee, he predicted this whole thing. He was the one that first said, I believe it was on like Rich Eisen or the Dan Patrick Show, or talking on all these sports talk radio shows, that the sneaker culture was going to invade sports cards, and the flipping mentality was going to kind of take it to a whole new level, and we were going to see sports cards kind of what they were, but on steroids, and he nailed it. He nailed it. Run Good Life says, so weird not seeing Mr. Nichols a mod on a channel. Well, I can mod him right now. Mr. Nichols is a pretty long-term, valuable member to the YouTube community. Run Good Life. You do point out something very solid. So let's make this. Let's mod Mr. Nichols right now. We'll bestow that honor upon him. Haha. All right, there you go, buddy. Any friend of Run Good is a friend of mine. So there you go. You are now modded, Mr. Nichols 29. Use that privilege wisely. You can post links. You can do whatever, brother. Wayne Sherman says, Gary Vee and Vegas Dave need to go live on an island and get out of the hobby, LOL. I mean, Gary Vee actually has some knowledge to offer. I think Vegas Dave, that was really more so just his attachment to the Mike Trout 1-of-1 Superfractor, a rookie auto from Bowman. I don't know of his name being associated with anything else other than like a few high-cost cards. Am I crazy in saying that? Was there some kind of major, like, you know, he made an early investment and got lucky, but other than that, was there like something that he did? Run Good Life says, he's not my friend, LOL. Mr. Nichols 29 says, I'm a scumbag, Schulte. Well, that's okay. That's okay. We're all degens here. Just like Hitman. We've got the degen crowd on his channel, on Run Good Life's channel, on my channel, on Tri-City Pulls. It's everywhere. Run Good Life. Making sure that I know. No, he's not my friend. Well, my bad. I obviously totally misread that situation. Misread that indeed. Just trying to be nice. Oh, well, maybe I'll unmod him. Don't mod him. He's a scumbag. I love it. I love it, you guys. Rip it up says, what have you done? PokeJoe1010 says, sub Schulte, hoping to hang with you TBN tonight. Almost Dame time. Heck yeah, guys. Appreciate you. PokeJoe1010 gave me a Blazers team spot in an upcoming break that they're doing. Excited to see if I can pull some kind of Dame crazy hit. I know he signs autos in some of these sets. It'd be awesome to get one of those. Very, very slim chances. Checking the monitors, you guys. Unfortunately, nothing yet on the back end of Target.com. Not seeing any activity, unfortunately, as far as sports cards, or I know that people have been talking about a possibility for consoles this week as well. I'm not seeing consoles either, you guys. I mean, this is funny. It's like week to week, there are the rumors, you know, of what could be on Target.com specifically, and we're thinking, okay, we know it's going to happen, and a bunch of people earlier this week were saying consoles, and I don't think that we've seen anything PS5, Xbox, digital, or disc-wise. None of that. None of that. Unfortunately, no sports cards, no consoles. Just making sure I got all my monitors open. And yeah, we haven't seen anything yet. Run Good Life says, Schulte's card pulls. It was really good knowing you. I'm going to off myself now, knowing that I have to ship this card out in 36 hours. Run Good Life. Let's see. Let's go check that out. Going to ship out a huge hit. Oh, my God. You pulled a Jared Kelenic out of 25 Topps Chrome rookie auto. You son of a gun. I'd be so mad that I had to send that off also. Yeah, if anybody did not know, Run Good Life and I, huge Mariners fans. Huge Mariners fans. And we are both in on Jared Kelenic. He's got a couple more of the autos than I do. I've got a couple of colored parallels and first Bowmans, refractors. Excited to get my hands on a couple Jared Kelenic autos, but go check that tweet out, you guys. Oh my goodness. Jared Kelenic, Topps Chrome, rookie auto out of 25. Oh my God. Did that come from a Chrome update? Did that come from a Chrome update box? I bet it did come from a Chrome update box. I'm totally wrong. I'm totally wrong about Topps Chrome update. All right, guys, what I said about not grabbing Topps Chrome update, you know what? Disregard entirely. Justin Roper says, go Mariners, Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh absolutely going to be playing some catcher for them this year. Starting catcher going forward. Ben Baller Chrome. So a little more expensive than a Chrome update, but a Ben Baller Chrome out of 25, oof, that makes it even more expensive. Oh my goodness, if that gets to a 10, that card is like a $5,000 to $10,000 parallel in a PSA 10 easy. Oh my goodness. Mansa Chill asking about Evan White. Is he any good? As we continue to watch a restock possibility from Target.com. Have not seen anything sports card or even console related yet, guys. Super frustrating. But Evan White is not great. He got signed to an early deal. Supposedly, he's had great numbers in the minors, but an early deal, 6 years, right around $35 million before he played a day in the majors. So since then, he's been facing injuries. He's been hitting about $180 in the time that he has played. Hits the ball hard, but right at people. Played Gold Glove first base season in the pandemic-shortened 2020 year. But now Ty France has been moved over to first, so Evan White has literally been forced out of his Gold Glove spot. Trying to get reps on the team is going to be taking time in left field and has been moved around, and when you start to see that, unless you're like a Cody Bellinger, it usually doesn't mean good things for you, and Evan White's bat is not really important enough to them to keep in the lineup, so his defense doesn't matter. Unfortunately, that's the story with Evan White. Stacky54 says, if there is a season, I'm future betting the Mets to win the NL. With that rotation, DeGrom and Scherzer together should be a crime. If there is a season, guys, the Mets are going to be on top of it for sure. Absolutely. Mr. Nichols 29 says the Jared Kelenic PSA 10 says he sees it listed for $10K. Yeah, $5,000 to $10,000 card. Easy. That is not surprising in the slightest. Wow. I mean, it's not like I'm an expert at pricing cards, but when you see a parallel like that and you kind of... I've looked at Jared Kelenic autos a lot, and I'm sure Run Good Life can attest to this too. He's probably priced Jared Kelenic autos out quite a bit, trying to see what he could afford to add to his PC. You just kind of know what the value is as the parallels go up the ladder. And obviously looking at the out of 5 and then the 1 of 1, that's got to be a $20,000 to $30,000 card for being out of 5. And if it's a 1 of 1, that's probably at least over $30,000, over $40,000, close to $50,000 if it's a PSA 10, depending on the buyer. You got to find the right buyer. I love it. PokeJoe 1010, exactly. I love that term, and I should have used it. Says Evan White is a 4A player all day. And if you're not sure what a 4A player is, basically that's a player that's too good for AAA but not good enough for Major League Baseball, which there are hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of guys that are 4A players that don't ever make it into the league. And then you see the chunk of guys, and I would say there are maybe 1,000 or 2 in the history of Major League Baseball that have made it to the MLB that are 4A players, and this is what the result is. So that's what Evan White is, and unfortunately nothing happening there with him on the Seattle Mariners. A Gold Glove is not going to win them a championship at first base, even in a pandemic-shortened season. And with all due respect to him, in a pandemic-shortened season like that, a Gold Glove doesn't really matter. So, yay, you won an award, buddy. You got your $30 million and you got your Gold Glove, and now you're not doing anything, but you got your money, so you're all good with it, right? Yeah, that's usually how that works. Brad Selden Esquire says, let's go, Mets, go. A lot of old-time songs talking about the Mets since they're one of those old teams. That's kind of what's playing in my head right now. Scott Tolliver says, so you're saying buy Evan White cards? No, I'm not saying buy Evan White cards. Justin Roper says, I have around 10 to 12 PSA, 10 Cal Raleigh first Bowman Auto Schulte, varying color parallels, probably another 10 from BGS, and a couple other grading companies on top of 100 raw autos. Justin Roper going all in on Cal Raleigh. Definitely a PC guy. That's awesome. Heck yeah. Tommy Two Times asking about Luis Robert, asking if he is a good investment. I would say at this point, because of the season that he had last year, yes. It sounds like that his cards are still in a pretty big dip right now, so you can get his auto for a bit cheaper than you could have. But I'm telling y'all, stay away. I tell my dad this. I'm giving you all the same exact advice that I give my father when it comes to buying these cards to invest in. Stay away from the base PSA 10 rookies. Go for the parallels. At the minimum, you should be going for a refractor or a prism, but most likely, even a step above that, try to get like the X-fractor and see if you can get like a colored parallel for a decent deal on Luis Robert. That's where you're going to make your money long term, and that's where, even if you don't make your money, and this is a perfect example, you guys, talk to somebody at the card show. We're talking a lot about the Seattle Mariners, but this is a great example. Kyle Lewis, 2020 Rookie of the Year, was talking with somebody at the card show about how bad his cards have suffered since he got injured again, and how much value they've lost after being one of the kind of smoking deals at like $5-10 in auto in some variations before the 2020 season started. And then all of a sudden, with him coming out, hitting a bunch of homers and looking like a legit player, that value, along with the bubble raising all the other prices of cards, raising Kyle Lewis up to a pretty expensive card, like $80 to $100 for a chrome base auto. Nothing near Jared Kelenic, but we saw the value of his cards jump a ton. But when he got injured, his cards jumped right back through the floor. So, for instance, his chrome auto, which was going for $80 to $100, rookie version base was, I think the last that I saw it selling for maybe 20 to 30 on eBay. So, and that's just a raw version. So with a PSA 10, you're losing probably 100, 150 bucks, if not a little bit more, if you're getting a Kyle Lewis chrome base auto, even an auto. But the gentleman that my dad actually purchased go check out my Instagram, you guys. I purchased a LaMelo Ball green Pulsar Prism Gen Mint 10. Oh, beautiful slab. Now I'm so excited I don't have to seek one of those out and try and get it graded and hope that it comes back at 10, because those have print lines on it and it's crazy. But anyways, that's the guy that I was buying that card from. He had a Kyle Lewis 1 of 1 that he had bought actually near his apex during the 2020 season at about $5,800. A Kyle Lewis 1 of 1. Then he won Rookie of the Year. Then he came out in 2021 and got injured, right? He sold this 1 of 1 after the market dropped, after the bubble had popped, you guys, for a profit. He got $6,300 out of this Kyle Lewis 1 of 1, even after Kyle Lewis dropped in status and dropped stats-wise, and his injuries kept him off the field, and nobody is his base value anymore. There's none of it there. So just look at that example alone. With a player that still has enough potential, where his parallels that are super, super valuable and highly sought after and rare could go for that much and still gain a little bit on your investment, or at least get you cashing out near even. I mean, he wouldn't have been mad, you guys. He wouldn't have been mad if he lost $1,000 on that deal, because he would have gotten close to what he put in originally. But getting a little bit over, right around what he originally got that Kyle Lewis 1 of 1 for, it just goes to show you that the parallels are really where the investment money should be at, and why you should avoid the base rookies and the base autos if you can. There's just too much volatility there. The population count is too high right now, guys. All right, guys. 4:33 Pacific time, 7:33 East Coast time. No restock happening right now on Target.com, unfortunately. Do me a favor, smash that like button for me if you can. Helps me feed a couple kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. And couple are outside right now. Literally both. I hear both of them now. Whining at the door. No Target restock, but I don't know. Maybe that can change. Maybe they know something that I don't. Lots of people talking about retail in the chat. Dean Lee asking Jason Dominguez anyone. Dominguez, a huge investment. Hasn't played a day in the majors yet. People's money might be better suited with like Anthony Volpe. It sounds like he's got a bit more hype around him and he's going to be in the majors a bit sooner. Could be crazy. I do like Jason Dominguez, though. I think that crazy body and the way that he can hit homers, even if it's not in a game, is worth looking at. And he's young, and with that kind of size and talent already at that age, looks to be something special. None of us have really seen anything else but the few clips that are out there of him and have heard the same rumors about his size. Really not much more information out there for anybody else. There's really no inside info on Jason Dominguez at this point. Kind of just a guess. Scott O says Volpe and Peraza. Justin Roper says Volpe is the closest thing they've had to Jeter since Jeter. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, guys. Anthony Volpe, I probably should not have sold so early on him. Go back. There is a video from my first year of doing rips here on YouTube. It's from a Bowman Mega Box from 2020. Got to be one of my best pulls ever. Pulled an Anthony Volpe Mojo Refractor Auto out of 25 from a $20 Bowman Mega Box. I sold that card for around $600 a couple months later, and I know that you always hate to say woulda, coulda, shoulda, and hindsight's always 2020, you guys, but super frustrating to see that Anthony Volpe Mojo Auto out of 25 is now raw, going for double that. So definitely lost a little bit there, but it was too alluring to take the guaranteed $600 when he could have literally gone to nothing in a few months. So that's how I justify it, but now looking back, frustrated that I had an Anthony Volpe Mojo Auto out of 25. And I probably shouldn't have. That's the thing, guys, is I think I'm most frustrated. I probably shouldn't have sold it. I should have graded it and then sold it. So that's I think where I could have done a lot better. But I did have one of the big cards, guys. I did have one of the huge pulls, a Mojo Refractor Anthony Volpe Auto, first Bowman year out of 25. Huge parallel. Brian Peaks says numbered parallels and iconic cards like silvers are definitely the way to go. Wouldn't even consider sending a base card in for grading. And at this point, you guys, I don't think that it's worth it. Sending base cards in for grading, if you're going to try like a new company, you know, like if you've never checked HGA out and you wanted to send a couple slabs into HGA to see what they're like, you know, send a couple of base rookies in. Don't send anything too valuable into a service like that. But other than that, you really shouldn't be sending in those base paper rookies. All they do is clog up the system. And at some point, when everybody's grading those, you see what happened with the Mac Jones rated rookies from Don Russ. At one point, because nobody was on that, as soon as he had his surgence in the season, PSA 10's going for, you know, $1,500 to $2,000. But now that they were the most submitted card, the rated rookie base and the Mac Jones press-proof gold PSA 10 were the two actually most submitted cards to PSA in the month of December in 2021. The pop count on those graded 10s has risen up a bunch, and the value has dropped significantly. So super frustrating there, but with those bases, guys, when there are a ton of bases available like that and everybody thinks they can spin free cash out of sports cards guaranteed, which is what happened. That is exactly what happened, and why PSA and BGS got clogged up, because everybody sees dollar signs. Everybody sees these base cards selling for $30, and they're going to send them into PSA 10, and then they see, oh, well, if these cards are selling for $30, then these $10 base cards must have some value, and these $5 base cards must have some value. So, goodness gracious, along with all the rated rookie base cards of guys that actually mean something, you started getting all the base cards of guys that didn't really mean anything, and then all the base cards from releases that didn't mean diddly squat. I still cannot believe how many first Bowman paper or Bowman, or no, sorry, not Bowman first papers, but Bowman rookie cards from 2020. How many PSA 10 Luis Roberts, Kyle Lewis's, Jesus Luzardo's that I saw. PSA 10 base paper rookies at one point on eBay for 50 to 80 bucks a pop because people were trying to get rid of those. And they weren't being bought. They sat up there. And people still are sitting on those PSA 10 base Bowman paper rookies. Congratulations. And unfortunately, that mindset not only clogged up PSA and BGS, but really set the value of sports cards back a bit, kind of pushing us all back that way. So super frustrating there, and really nothing coming positive on the other end of that situation. Super frustrating. All right, guys, 4:39 Pacific time. Unfortunately, with each minute as we get closer to the end of the hot zone, we are looking more and more likely of not seeing a restock on Target.com. Few people heading out the last few minutes, so I think some people sensing that, and that is okay. But hey, guys, if you are going to head out, please do me a favor. Smash that like button on your way out. It really does help me feed a couple kitties and lets YouTube know that you enjoy what you're watching. Helps the channel grow. Appreciate it mucho so much. You guys have no idea. Alan says he's on a rant, guessing no drop. At this point, we are not looking likely for a drop. And that's the thing, guys. We haven't even seen a console drop this morning. Everybody was saying, oh, there's consoles coming this week. We haven't seen consoles on Target.com. And now I wouldn't be surprised if people were predicting consoles and we haven't seen sports cards or consoles to this point. Maybe consoles will drop tomorrow morning. But Mark, I like your thoughts. Is next Tuesday restock? Book it. Yeah, we'll probably all be here bright and early next Tuesday, ready to go, guys. Hopefully scoring a bunch of cards together. But it is looking like we'll spend this last 10 minutes kind of hanging during the hot zone, but it is looking less and less likely that there is going to be a restock from Target.com. Alan, I appreciate you, man. Says hot zone is my favorite place to be. Thank you, Alan. It means a lot to hear you say that, brother. Mark says, peace out, y'all. Peace out, Mark. The DF's Patriot asking if I'm going to be live tomorrow. No, I will not. I'm usually only live Tuesday through Thursday. There are really super low chances, almost non-existent at this point, of Target restocking on Mondays or Fridays, because Fridays would leave almost no opportunity for manual users to get any. All the bots would know that it's on the Friday. And Mondays, people just don't seem to be ready on Target.com to be doing all that digital stuff and trying to handle a sports card restock right off the bat off a weekend, because I've never seen it happen. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think a bunch of other people can state as well that there does not seem to be any time that Target restocked like in a serious, like early morning, like full on 5, 6, 7 new items has ever done that before. I don't think Target has ever done a Monday morning restock. So that is the reason why I do not stream on those days. Plus, I gotta sleep sometime. And I was on yesterday bright and early, and then I was on yesterday in the evening for my giveaway, which is once a month, so that's not very often, but still. Burning the candle on both ends, baby. Gotta grab some C's. The DF says, thanks for everything, Schultz. You're so welcome, you guys. Happy to help. And once again, I do see people leaving Poke Joe, but please make sure if you haven't, smash that like button on your way out, guys. One way to help me out a ton. And if you are still sitting around and you don't want to sit and watch the live stream, watch one of my videos. I got one linked down below in the description. I've got a playlist linked in the chat. It's in the pinned message above the link to my website where you can buy into my breaks going on this weekend, guys. I actually got a couple of breaks. Pretty excited about those. 2 Genesis hunts. This one, pretty sweet. 10 blaster boxes, 12 cello packs, and then we also have 10 blaster boxes and an H2 hobby box. Stoked to pull somebody a Genesis, and that's happening this Sunday. So go check out my website. But if you don't want to buy into that or anything like that, that's totally cool. Just show up and support. Or watch this playlist, guys. It's a basketball cards playlist. All the basketball cards that I ripped from 2020, 2021 on Schulte's card pulls are in that playlist. So if you went and watched that, it would help me grow a ton. And it would absolutely help you maybe looking back to see what some of the big hits out of Prism were, and some of the other things that we kind of forget month to month. We chase the dragon so much with these new releases that it's actually beneficial if you're a true collector to go back and look at some of the things that were ripped in the past year to kind of remember exactly what the valuable stuff was, to keep that fresh in your mind, because otherwise it's easy to forget. Blue Horseshoe says, I think PSA, etc., are killing the graded market with the massive price hike and grab. People are getting priced out. It'll be limited over the long run. Yeah, Blue Horseshoe, I think it is something to talk about as far as PSA taking out the cheaper access for people, but they have been trying to bring it back. I know that it's kind of a lottery submission that you can get in on right now, and I think a per card price is like $50. But once again, it goes to your point, Blue Horseshoe, that long term that will price people out. I do think that that's a good thing, because anybody sending in all those different base rookie cards, able to do that at $10-20 a pop, sending it into PSA, they're going to take advantage of the system, and there's going to be nobody left for 6 months to grade your nice cards, and that's what happened. So hopefully we never see that again, and hopefully PSA can price that out, and I honestly don't mind seeing them hold back a cheaper price just so people don't send those cards that have no value in. That's just me. Oh, looks like somebody just bought a spot in Sunday's break, you guys. Appreciate you. Heck yeah. I think for the Genesis Hunt number 1 that I just showed, that leaves at a 26 spots. I'm down to just 9 spots. But we have two. The other one's a little more expensive, and if I don't fill that, I'll have 50-50 fillers for that one. The second one's going to be $69 with the hobby box. But I'm telling you guys, a great chance to go Genesis hunting this weekend. That's it. Rob71 says, just bought a spot in your break. Thank you so much, Rob. Hopefully we can get you the Hornets, or we can get you the Timberwolves. And by the way, so for that break, we're giving away a hanger box to everybody. You've got the chance to win a hanger box if you don't get the 2 best teams. And then in the second break on Sunday, got a ton of slabs, you guys. We're going to give away to everybody that does not get the Hornets or the T-Wolves. We're going to give you a LaMelo ball. No, not that one. No, I said a Zion, not a LaMelo ball. This one's actually only like a $20 card. I wanted to give you something more valuable. There we go. Zion 9.5 BGS Select Slab, guys. We're going to be giving that away. Basically, if you don't get the T-Wolves or the Hornets in that second break, you're going to get entered to win that Zion 9.5 Select Slab. Michael asking where the break link is. Down in my description, as well as up in the pinned comment, you guys. If you're looking to get in on that. Appreciate you very much. Slam is the only thing I like about Hoops, is Fast Eddie P. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier. Hoops, the only valuable thing, it seems to be, guys, are those super, super low-colored parallels and the Slam inserts. And I believe that you can get a colored parallel, but it's just a one version, out of 10 or 20 of the Slam inserts, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm way off on that, but one of the reasons why Hoops still is sought after, literally because of those Slam inserts. Bill Jones says, hey, Schulte, keep up the good work, but please stop with the bad 70s porno music. Your discussion holds it down, and it's just distracting. Bill, I appreciate it. All this music, man, has been chosen from an available list of free copyright-free stuff on YouTube, and the music really just keeps the vibe going. I've gone back and listened to the live streams that were just silence, and I appreciate what you're saying, brother, but maybe I can try and up the quality of the music, but I can't not have the music. It really does kind of keep the vibe going in the morning, and I think that it makes people feel a little bit more relaxed than just my voice. I don't know. I could be crazy, but I appreciate what you're saying, brother. You're very nice in saying that. And I'm willing to take your criticism and think on it and see if I can do something different, bro. Absolutely. J-Rex Stacks asking how much the break is. So for Genesis Hunt number 1, it's $44. And then for Genesis Hunt number 2, $69 a spot. So for that Hunt number 1, you guys, we're going to be giving away for everybody that doesn't win the Hornets or the Timberwolves. We've got a hanger box of Mosaic up for grabs, and you'll be entered in that. And then in the second one, for everybody that doesn't get the Hornets or the Timberwolves, you will be entered to win a Zion Select Slab 9.5 rookie card. Pretty sweet. Looks like we just got another spot grabbed. Thank you all so much. This is going to be a fun weekend. Excited to get these breaks going again and hopefully continue. I want to do, guys, I've always tried to do like budget breaks and cheaper breaks. I probably won't ever do a break that costs over $100 a spot just because, one, it seems like Hitman and Run Good Life have really nailed that market down, and I just don't want to bother competing with them because they are so good at what they do, along with the guys like Striker Breaks and so many other people out there that offer those great breaks that have a ton of value. I just don't think I can compete, so I'm going to try and go on the lower tier of cost and see if I can offer people some really, really good chances at some really, really good cards, along with those slabs, along with chances at boxes if you don't win the crazy team that you want during these breaks. Because I know how it feels, you guys. I bought into a ton of 2020 random team breaks for Prism Football last year. When you don't score those Chargers or Bengals or the Dolphins or even the Eagles, that hurt. You're just like, oh, that sucks. But it's a gamble, and you love it, just like I do. I'm a D-Gen, I'm sure, like a lot of other people in here. Just like Hitman's followers, just like RGL's followers. Love you all. Brian Lawhorn says, well, no drop again. Got to get ready for work and check my stores. The Olympics start today. Go USA. See you next week. This is the best show on earth besides sports. Keep up your loyal work. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, brother. And guys, awesome to see that we are now in Olympics time. Winter Olympics officially getting going today. The Washington football team now has a name. They are the Washington Commanders. A lot of different sports news happening in the last couple of days to pontificate on for sure. But unfortunately, 4:51 Pacific time, we can officially say no sports card restock on Target.com today. But not just that, you guys. We've been hearing rumors of a console restock. We haven't seen that one either. Nothing. Super frustrating there. No, I appreciate you, Bill. Says it's positive. I'm saying we'd rather focus on your content. I got you, Bill. No, I appreciate you, bro. Water says, yeah, I fell asleep to the stream after the night shift. Music is chill. It's good. Well, I appreciate you, man. Good to hear, Water. I love your name, by the way. Water. Blue Horseshoe says, so is the numbered Tom Brady worth 150 Rosh, even worth sending into PSA? Would I lose time and money if it came back a PSA 9? Blue Horseshoe, because it's a Tom Brady, I would say yes, it's worth sending into PSA. Because he just retired, yes, I would say it's worth sending into PSA. I would. Since it's Tom, there's a list, guys, of like 10 or 20 people in this world that if you find a card of them, no matter what it is, if it's a numbered parallel like that, you gotta send it into PSA and get max value of it if you can. Oh, the J. Walter 533 says, just went in on your break. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you so much. J. Walter, grabbing a spot in my break. You guys rock. We are going to have so much fun. Spots disappearing like hotcakes. Going Genesis hunting this weekend. It is going to be a fun time. But yeah, as far as PSA guys and cards like Tom Brady, if you get a numbered parallel of a guy like Tom Brady, you got to send it in almost immediately. TJ Vlax has just bought into the second break. Thank you so much, man. TJ, heck yeah. Excited to get you all in. Oh, we're going to have some fun this weekend, you guys. I feel good. I feel like some of these boxes really do contain some good stuff because my pull rates personally After my LaMelo camo pulls and the cards at a 25 out of the blaster boxes, I've kind of been lacking a little bit, so hopefully it turns around when I'm pulling for everybody else. And last night, actually, as I was pulling for other people, we ended up pulling 2 autos and 2 out of different mega boxes, 1 guaranteed, but 1 was numbered at a 25, a ton of different parallels, and some surprise hits. And I even pulled a Joe Burrow relic out of a 2020 Donruss retail box for myself. So that was pretty sweet. That's selling for like $50 right now. Just in time, just bought a break spot. Appreciate you, Justin. You are awesome, man. And Michael McGovern joining the Schulte fam as a Prism member. Michael, welcome to the Schulte fam. Thank you so much, man. And as a Prism member, you will get an entry into the giveaways like we ran last night on the channel. I run those once a month, and I promise you guys for the upcoming giveaway for the monthly member giveaway, it will include for the Prism tier a Mosaic basketball mega box for sure. Took them forever to come out, but they're here finally, so it's nice to see, and we'll be giving that out away for the next monthly member giveaway for sure on Schulte's card pull. P-Task Tua asking how much to grade a card. Well, it depends on what company you go with. So if you guys are a bit newer to grading, essentially the top graders in the game right now, most value-wise, you're looking at PSA and BGS. However, and BGS is Beckett. However, it's tough to get your cards in for Beckett. I'm not sure they're accepting anything still. And if they are, it's like the $100 and $200 tiers per cards. And for PSA, you can't get anything in for under $50 right now. But you can, if you have a really, really nice hit submitted on the Express, which I believe is $150 to $200. And then there's a tier below that that's kind of fast, but obviously not as quick or priority as Express that you can go with as well. And then there is that $50 budget tier. But that is chosen by lottery on PSA right now. If you're looking at a company like SGC, which is the Tuxedo slab, I don't know if you've seen those. I actually have one right here. If I can find it. There we go. The Tuxedo slab, which is a very nice looking slab and sought after by collectors, just not really given as much value on the resale market. These, I believe, cost at the minimum about $30 to grade. So this is usually where people end up sending to SGC their lower to mid-tier cards. This Justin Herbert, it's a rated rookie, press-proof, 9.5 parallel. Other than that, guys, you've got HGA, you've got CGS, and a couple other companies that, in my opinion, just really aren't that great. You can check them out yourself. Maybe you'll think differently. But for instance, like CSG or CGS or whatever it is, it looks like old library cards in the slabs. I mean, with every other slab, it seems like they at least have a decent looking label, and it just looks like that CSG cards aren't really that valuable. Just by the label, they just look kind of cheap and kind of crappy and something that you kind of just throw away. So that's why I don't like that. And then as far as HGA goes, the screw-ups with authenticating, fake autos, trimmed cards, all kinds of fake stuff there, different slabs that have shown up that when you get a slab, it's supposed to be sealed and protect the card. The slabs have shown up not sealed, and the card's just kind of floating around the box that it showed up in. So that's not good when it comes to HGA. And of course, you'll hear the CEO of HGA saying, well, you know, these other companies screw up too, but they've been around longer. Well, yeah, that's the point, HGA. If you come into the game new, you've got to be perfect. You can't have these screw-ups and then compare yourself to a big company that's been around for 60 years. So put your money into PSA, BGS, SGC, in my opinion. And PSA and SGC are seeming to be the most accessible right now. Up North Collector says SGC is a great option, number 2 grader in the hobby. SGC 10s outsell BGS 9.5, says Yummy Oslo. Yes, they do, because SGC, guys, there is something with this Tuxedo slab I should mention to y'all. SGC, it is tough to get a 10. It is extremely hard to get a 10, and SGC actually has 2 different 10s. They've got this Gem Mint SGC 10, but then they've also got a gold label 10, which is like basically what a BGS 10 is. Almost impossible to get, super rare to get, but it is there. And the way that they've done their grading, SGC has really added some value. But if you can get, guys, an SGC 9.5 or 10 or the gold label 10, you're going to be seeing some huge returns on your investment there, no doubt. Jimbo says SGC needs to get more recognition, more value to their slabs. PSA is a joke. I agree that SGC needs to get more value to their slabs. I really hope that people in the market start to look at SGC like I have. And you know what? When I first got into the hobby, guys, I didn't know much about them. But now that I've been in the hobby a little bit, I love what SGC is bringing to the table. I love the look of the slabs. I don't know why it took me so long, but what I see when I look at this is value in a really nice looking slab. And you can't say that about all the other new ones out there, as I was just talking about. So you can't ask for much more than that. And along with the value, the tiers of really high grades that are a possibility that have been comparable for that gold label 10, comparable to, say, a BGS 10. As a third company that SGC is, that's pretty great. And for some people to be saying already that, you know, like Up North Collectors saying that they're a great second option instead of BGS, look at what they've done in the hobby, you guys, and look at how far they've come. And if they've been able to do that, just think, if they've been able to move the needle that much, think about it in another 5 to 10 years where their value is going to be at. I think right now, SGC 9.5s and 10s are great buys, and the value on them is only going to go up. That's just my opinion. You will not get a 10 from HGA, says Zachary Smith. No, but you also don't know if they're going to screw it up either. I mean, their quality control has been pretty bad. I know HGA's slabs look nice. I agree. I love the stickers. That was one of the reasons why I was initially drawn to HGA, but after seeing screw up after screw up after screw up, it was just like, ugh. No, thank you. Michael McGovern says the BGS 8.504 Tom Brady Topps Chrome Black Refractor out of 100. It's at 10% of his value. Only one graded higher in BGS or PSA. If you belong to Golden, go check it out. Only 5 days left in Session 3. Wow. Wow. Huge Tom Brady card right there. Drew Schumann asking if I think it's worth grading a red cracked ice LaMelo Ball. I think so, Drew Schumann. Depending on, I mean, do you think it is well centered? That's the thing, guys. With these Prism basketball cards, the centering could be just way off. I mean, Drew, if you think it's got a shot at a PSA 10, then I absolutely think it's worth grading. That is one that you send into PSA. I wouldn't send a LaMelo Ball parallel into SGC unless you just can't get a card into PSA and you're really trying to like either flip it for some cash or you really want it in a slab. But if you can wait to get into PSA, that's what I would do. Michael McGovern says, I agree. SGC is a tough grade. I love it. We've kind of just talked about the hobby and then spun into grading and slabs. This is fun. This is what we do on Schulte's Card Pulls. We talk all things hobby, talk value, we talk if it's there or not. And SGC slabs, in my opinion, are a great addition to the hobby, and I think they are going to be a dark horse investment that is going to pay off a ton here in 5 to 10 years. Up North Collectors says SGC has been around a long time. Yes, they have. And they're pretty transparent with their grading process as well, which I think is cool. They're also decent with their customer service. I mean, and I'm not saying like PSA hasn't. And actually, I got to commend PSA as of late with their customer service, trying to handle some of the screw-ups that they've dealt with the whole like Mark's Cards ordeal and the bankruptcy of that, with people basically being left after doing a great group submission, left not having their cards after they were supposedly paid for when they gave money to Mark's Cards. PSA, regardless, only charging for shipping, turning around and getting people their cards back. I'm impressed. You know, PSA does care. They really do try to offer great customer service. But it's a little frustrating still when you're in the hobby run by two companies up until Fanatics takes over and their customer service is just bunk. And PSA really didn't get better until recently. It's kind of a recent transition in the past 12 months with PSA able to get out of that backlog and out from under it, that they were able to offer decent customer service. And I just still, like with Beckett, I don't even think the customer service, it's there, but it's not as accessible. And just something in the hobby that has been lacking. So when a company like SGC steps up and offers accessibility and transparency, they're going to be the most successful. Pedro L says, kind of fit out of the card game, but I appreciate all you do for everybody, Schulte. Well, thanks, Pedro. I'm glad that I can still entertain you enough. I mean, hopefully we talk enough like regular sports that even people, even if they're slightly less interested in the card game than they were a few months ago, that maybe I can keep your interest piqued every now and then. Maybe if you don't like pulling the cards yourselves, you can listen to me talking about pulling the cards. You can listen to me talking about what boxes to buy. And I really want to do this. I haven't seen anybody doing this in the hobby. I want to integrate the daily sports stories in with what's going on and these players, because the market unfortunately reacts irrationally to different events. But when that happens, there is advantage to be taken at points for profit on different guys and different cards. So following these daily sports lines, honestly, it's not even so much a goal of trying to get you informed about like a long-term investment. It's more so to inform you what's going on in the immediacy of the market and how to take advantage of that. And I think that if you cover daily sports, just like you do kind of in tandem with sports betting, if you do that going forward with sports cards, you're going to see a huge surge of interest and people loving sports cards in the hobby itself. Josh Jackson says PSA way better and will always be better than the third-ranked SGC. PSA is king and will always be king. They will and always will hold the most value. I mean, I agree, Josh Jackson. Sorry, I'm not trying to call you by your full name. Yeah, Josh, I don't disagree. I think PSA is always going to be the leader. They were the first to grade a card. The Honus Wagner torn in half card, the first one to be graded. And PSA leading the way there. They're always going to be the industry leader. I don't disagree with you, buddy. The one and only said, yeah, they say you should play the news. Zachary Smith said, sent in my Neo Rev Pokemon set too. Nice. Yeah, playing the news for sports cards, you guys. And basing your decisions, buying and selling off of like daily sports news. For long-term investments, like I said, not necessarily a great play, but you really can find some opportunities for profit or some deals on some good cards. So that is where I think the daily coverage of sports is going to come into play with sports cards going forward. And it's going to be awesome. All right, guys, 5:06 Pacific time. Going to be around here for about another 3 or 4 minutes hanging out, but then going to let you all get about your days. Please, if you are hanging out for a couple more minutes or you're heading out, do me a favor, smash that like button for me. Helps me feed a couple kitties named Pikachu and Eevee and lets YouTube know how much y'all like what you're watching. Appreciate every single one of you stopping by this morning. Seeing people talking about Zion bouncing back. I mean, I think when he plays again, when he recovers from injury, he is still so young that the potential is still there for Zion. So he is still a buy at this point for me. But you got to get him at the right price. And hey, free's a very good price, right? Somebody could win that Zion Select 9.5 BGS slab coming up in the Genesis hunt on Schulte's card pulls here on Sunday for those breaks. Brad, you're awesome. Brad Selden Esquire says, my daughter loves your music. I'm so glad, Brad. It's awesome. Try to keep it clean. I know that some people are listening with their kids, so I apologize if I will probably utter the off-color word every now and then, and once again, many apologies, but I do try to keep it clean. I do know that people are listening with their chillins, so, and I appreciate every single one of you doing so. Hey, Panoons, what's going on? Says, morning, Schulte. Any luck on Mosaic Megas on Walmart yesterday? No, I did not score anything on Walmart.com yesterday. It was a big fat 0 for me, and I was not able to score any Mosaic mega boxes locally near me either. Super frustrating. Apparently, they've been at like a store or two here in the Portland, Oregon area, but will not appear in mass yet. Just frustrating. Haven't seen them at any other Walmarts other than just the handpicked one or two that people have said they have spotted them at, but gone super quickly, and I was unable to grab those. The HREXKR says, Schultz is the industry leader in online retail hunting, and we seriously enjoy the sports card talk as well. Man, I appreciate you. That is, you just warm my heart when you say that, and I makes me believe that I'm doing something right, so I appreciate you guys. Y'all freaking rock. Scotto says Zion's body is broken and he's only 21. Now, there is something to be said about a young player that is always injured. Draws a lot of comparisons to a guy like Greg Oden, who had all the talent in the world, but just could not stay healthy enough to be a good investment for a team or to be on the court. I mean, in 3 seasons for the Portland Trail Blazers, he played a total of 1 season's games-wise, like 82 games in 3 seasons, because he had arthroscopic surgery on both of his knees and broke his foot as well. Just so many different things going on. And when you're that young and that injured, like Greg Oden, for instance, the potential for you to flush out is a lot higher. So that is what people are scared about with Zion Williamson. However, I believe he's a bit more athletic. And if he can recover and do some physical therapy and take care of himself, I know a lot of people says he's overweight, and that's going to be affecting his recovery. But if he can come back and work his recovery well enough, he is still young to where he can be successful. So I think it's worth, that high of a draft pick with that much talent, guys, is always worth a look. I think it's always worth a buy on the low. And I don't think for at least another 2-3 years we're going to know for sure what Zion Williamson's doing. Michael McGovern says, if you think he's coming back, his talent is off the charts. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. If Zion is this big now, says Cincy Rider, he'll most likely have weight issues forever. You're not wrong, Cincy Rider, but the question is, can he keep his weight sort of down while he's playing? But yeah, that's something to be said too. You don't want to see anybody struggling with like a weight like that because it affects their health so much, especially somebody that tall already. But yeah, that's what happens with a lot of these guys, especially after they get out of the league. If they're not playing and if they're not practicing like that, they end up looking like a normal dude because they end up eating like a normal person, and they're not really running around like an elite athlete like they used to. But once again, the talent is there. And the potential, if he cares enough, if he wants to be an NBA basketball player for the next 10 to 15 years, if he can make that distinction and separate, all of those very, very alluring decisions that might maybe not be as good for him with the bad foods and with late night parties. If he can be an elite athlete and go to sleep and get his recovery in, he'll be good. And if not, he won't. It's that simple. Michael McGovern says, bulking up for the USC. White Mamba says, Zion is a great buy low. Yeah, I agree. It's a great buy low. Zion, always a good buy low. All right, everybody, 5:11 Pacific time, 8:11 East Coast time. I'm going to let you all get on out of here. We've been having a lot of fun talking sports, talking slabs, talking the hobby. Unfortunately, while we did not see a restock from Target.com, but that's okay. I would venture a guess, guys, that next Tuesday is going to be the day, so get your red cards ready. Get everything set. I'll be bright and early live next Tuesday, ready to get some people some sports cards, hopefully some Mosaic basketball megas, and some NFL Mosaic football, and more coming our way next week after Target skipping another week. Once again, not even dropping consoles. Super weird. So thanks again, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out for me. Check out my Discord. It's free. And if you want to get in on a Genesis hunt, if you want to get in on 2 Mosaic basketball breaks I've got on the channel this weekend, check out my website, schultzescardpulls.com, linked up in the pinned comment and down in the description. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you get about your day. Please go on about taking care of your wives, your husbands, kids, grandpas, grandmas, parents, aunts, uncles, whoever you live with, whoever you don't, or whoever you got to go see. Get on about your days, and whether you got to go to school or whether you got to go to work or whether you're just going to take a nap, I appreciate you. Go and do that. with veracity. Thank you so much. We'll be back hopefully with a couple of videos, recorded videos later today and tomorrow. And then, of course, back live Tuesday morning, bright and early, hoping for that restock. Thanks again, everybody. You all freaking rock. I will see you Sunday live as well for my breaks starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Check out the website, schultzescardpulls.com, if you want in on that. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see y'all on Sunday and next week. Schultzes Card Pulls out. Be good to yourselves and each other.